of you might remember last year we made a list of the 20 greatest players in the history of the IPL, and we had a huge sample size to go with, and wow, I just looked at that list again and it is a stunning list. It's a list made up of some fabulous names. From day one in the IPL, we've looked at those and said, wow, what players. And these are the players who set auctions alight, who set our heartbeats going. We thronged the stadiums. But time moves on for everybody. And I thought I'd look at 5 IPL greats who may not actually get the IPL registers ringing this year. They've been absolute greats, but will they attract attention this year? Will they go for lower amounts? It's almost a macabre list to make, but let's go on and make it. And top of that list for me is Gayle. Still, Gayle comes out to bat and everybody stops what they're doing, but he's a little more inconsistent. Time is starting to take its toll on him, and he's not quite the player that he was. Otherwise, there's no doubt that RCB would have retained Gayle. Number 3 on our all-time list, most valuable player from 2011. Gayle still has 2 centuries in this year's Bangladesh Premier League, by the way. But will he go for commanding big numbers? I'm not quite sure. Number 2 on my list was the number 1 player in the history of the IPL. I asked him once, I said, how is it that outside of Sri Lanka you come to Mumbai and the crowd is going, Malinga, Malinga. It's one of the chants of the IPL. And he actually said, I get emotional when I hear that chant. Malinga has been Mumbai Indians' go-to player, big part of Mumbai Indians winning 3 IPLs, a couple of Champions Leagues as well. But are they going to break the bank for Lasith Malinga? I'm not sure. But if I was a franchise owner, I'd say, right, if I can use Malinga sparingly, if I can get him to play maybe 7-8 matches, maybe use him as a backup bowler, get him to bowl in the middle overs. Wow, can I get Malinga to do that? If I've got a team of 10 players and I don't mind Malinga being a little slow, I'd still go for Malinga. I don't think I'd break the bank for Malinga, but I'm sure there'll be takers for Malinga as well. So Gayle and Malinga on top of that list. Number 13 on the all-time IPL list, the player of the tournament at 2 separate IPLs, Shane Watson. His bowling has dropped off a little bit, batting not quite as consistent as it was. He's still captain of the Sydney Thunder. He still goes and plays those trademark hikes over mid-on and mid-wicket. But would franchises be interested in Shane Watson? He's been a big part of the IPL. He's number 3 on my list of greats who may not quite set the auction ablaze. Number 4 on my list is another favorite of mine. You think of Mumbai Indians, you think of Tendulkar, you think of Malinga, you think of Pollard, you think of Rohit Sharma, but you also think of Harbhajan Shingh. Only 2 players went through the entire 10 years of the IPL playing for the same franchise, and I'm sure you look at Harbhajan's chest, there's a Mumbai Indians logo on it. But will they go for him? Towards the end of last season, we saw Krunal Pandya was being picked ahead of him, Karan Sharma was being picked ahead of him, but Harbhajan Shingh is back as captain of Punjab. Wiser, he's a very different person from the fiery Harbhajan Shingh we saw in the past, and he's bowling some nice little spells for Punjab. The question with Harbhajan though is, can he be one of 6 bowlers? And to be able to do that, he's got to rediscover that donking power. Harbhajan Shingh will attract attention, but I'm not sure there'll be a huge demand for Harbhajan Shingh, but that doesn't make him any less an IPL great. Number 9 on the IPL list, and see what a crowd puller. When he first attracted attention in Shane Warne's Rajasthan Royals list, you just waited for Yusuf Pathan to come on. That century against Mumbai Indians is part of IPL folklore. But what is Yusuf Pathan up to? He's had that failed drug test. It's not come in the way of him playing the IPL, but I've not seen him in the early part of the T20 zonal tournament. I thought Kolkata Knight Riders looked after him really well, even though his bowling had dipped. He'd only bowl an over or 2 there, but he'd play 1 or 2 game-changing innings, and that's been the story of the last couple of IPLs. Will Yusuf Pathan be the big player to watch out for? I don't think he'll go unsold, but I think we're seeing the fag end, the tail end of a magnificent IPL career from Yusuf Pathan. Right, those are my 5 wow players in the history of the IPL who I think might just be coming to the